I got a fever. The only prescription is 2. No more overnights and more thrifting. That's the only prescription. How you doing, everybody? This is Jason. Jason's House of Fun and Video Games, bringing you today Thrift Time and Finds Volume 34. And do we have a banner for you? Not because I've been doing a lot of thrifting lately, but because I had some goodies stashed away for this very day. Because the thrifting over the last week has not been so solid. So where has Jason been? Don't mind me, it's been a long day. Well, Jason, I don't know why I'm speaking in the third person and why I'm half business, half casual, but we're going to go with it because I just got out of work, okay? It's really late. It's like 12 o'clock in the morning. And I got to go back to work again in another 6 hours, we'll hope, whatever. Anyway, I've been working overnights for the last month. And I think I've made it very clear on this channel. I wasn't too happy about it, but I got some great things out of it. I just recently joined another company, and one of the great things that I got out of this was finding out every intricate part of how this company does things in the form of merchandising. So I got that under my belt. I know how to do every single set. Fantastic, great. I hope I never have to do them again, or if I do, which I'll have to eventually, 1 or 2 here and there, and that's fine. But a month's worth of overnight's just too much. I was in a retailer previous to this job where I did 2 years straight of overnights. And let me tell you, to the folks who actually enjoy them, the hat's got to be tipped off to you. I did not enjoy it. I did it because it was the right decision to make at the time, financially and career-wise, and it was what was available. And nobody wants to work overnight. So I was in the highest volume store in the entire region for 2 years. And let me tell you, it beat me up. But we're not here to talk about the past. We're not here to talk about work. This is about talking about having some fun. So that's what I've been doing. Overnights for a month. No more. Now we're back to normal. And it took me, typically takes me about 2 days to get used to that normalcy of as normal as 2020 can be, I guess. This time it took about 3, almost 4. So yeah, not used to them anymore. But anyway, we did get some thrifting in. Like I said, the thrifting wasn't that good over the last week, but let's hope that the holiday season brings us some gifts, because we certainly got some today. So the first thing I want to go over is give a big shout out to one of my co-workers. His name's Eric. Good shit indeed. Reason being, good all-around guy. He's around my age, and he also provided us with a few items, which is pretty cool. Stuff that it was in his collection that he didn't really want. And the biggest difference between me and him is he likes to open his figures and display them, and he sends me pictures and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, it looks so awesome. I can't bring myself to open things up. We've gone over it many times on this channel. But it's cool to see that, and for whatever reason, he's trying to slim down some of his collection and things he doesn't want to necessarily open and display. So he gave me some of those, so I want to go over those with you. I think I've brought it up before on the channel, but these are 2 pretty cool ones. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, a NECA figure. I didn't have these. They're awesome. They're great, and I'm lucky I didn't pick these up, because I would have felt bad saying no, because who am I to do that? But maybe I would have taken them anyway because he wanted to get rid of them. Didn't want to go through the hassle of selling them, and maybe I would have opened them up. The T-1000, and this guy is so cool. I can't wait to show you this one right here. This has got all the different wounds that he'll have. He's got a bunch of different weapons that he has throughout the movie, and these figures just look beautiful. They're awesome. NECA does such a great job with these things, and I have learned from my previous mistakes. It took 34 installments, but I actually separated things in bags, so it makes it easier and more productive to talk about during the video. Look at that, huh? I'm alright. I'm doing okay for myself. So we'll get through this one as well. We'll go through this one. This one isn't a really big deal, but you know, You know, I'm a big, I don't even know what the word is. I just got that nostalgia for certain pictures and box art. So this is an easy talking animals set. It doesn't have everything with it. I don't even know if it works, but that box is just awesome. From what I gather, the research that I've been able to do, I believe this is from the 80s or late 70s. So I never had one as a kid, but probably would have been pretty cool. I guess you could, it's kind of like a record player of some sorts, but not a record player, but it acts like one. So that's the research I've been able to get. And there's not many of them online, but I think it's funny. It has a make offer sticker on here. So who only knows where this came from, but just check out that box. Straight nostalgia, man. I'm a big nostalgia. I have a lot of nostalgia, I should say, rather, for things like that. So it is what it is. Let's go through some figures we were able to get as well. This one's pretty cool. When I was collecting baseball and football and basketball figures, the starting lineups, I'm sure everybody's had them. These things are showing up more and more at the thrift, and they're actually in box complete, which is, of course, my preferred. This is a Dan Marino figure from 1995. Now, did I necessarily have a thing for the Miami Dolphins? No. But what makes you think of the Miami Dolphins and Dan Marino? If you're somebody who grew up in the 90s. I'll let you know. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, because that's a funny movie, and Dan Marino and the Dolphins are in it, so yeah. Just got it for that reason, and again, a nostalgia piece. I was looking for him for a while because of that, and I could never find him. They've got a couple of different figures on here. I don't know if I've ever really gone out of my way to go grab them, but Deion Sanders and Warren Moon, Troy Aikman. They got a pretty cool lineup here, but I just get little things like this every once in a while that really interest me. If I could find like a Larry Bird or a Michael Jordan or something like that, I get that, but those are probably pretty expensive. But yeah, he ended up with a thrift, only a few bucks. No complaints. Now, I told you I wasn't getting many action figures that were loose, but you know, every once in a while when I see something, I'm going to get it. So this right here is C-3PO. And the only thing I don't really like about it is this red arm action business here. I like C-3PO to be gold, but he has a red arm, and I don't remember what movie it's from, but he's pretty cool, and I don't have a life-size C-3PO. He doesn't have a lot of parts of articulation, but he's still cool, and I'm getting little Star Wars figures here and there. I got a whole bunch of them in the box. Might be a good video to go over at some point. When back in the mid-90s, the Power of the Force line came out or something like that. I was super into them. That's when I was really getting into sealed figures and everything like that. I have a whole bunch of them, but to display them would probably take up this entire room. So hopefully one day I do show you a video of my set of Star Wars. I don't believe it's complete, but got a lot of good ones in there. And it's funny because the values on those were pretty high for a while, and then dumped down. The ones from the 80s and the ones from the 70s, like 79 or 78, whenever the first one came out, those ones are still pretty high up there. So if you got those in the box and you need a quick buck, that will definitely get you some. And I think I have some loose ones around somewhere. Oh, I can't even remember. There's so much stuff. But yeah, I think there's a few loose ones that I had from back then. I was born in 84, so I kind of came out into the world right after Return of the Jedi wrapped up and was probably out of theaters and going on to VHS. Or it might have taken longer. Back in the day when movies went from the theater to home video, it seemed like it was a lot longer wait, like sometimes 6 months to a year, but nowadays it's like 3 months go by and you can get it on there. Or even now, these days in 2020, there is no movie theaters open right now, so, or at least there isn't in my area, so yeah, pretty cool. I'm excited for him. It'll be a nice little piece to put up. He's got all kinds of weird little movable things here, but not much articulation, but he does look pretty cool. If only he lit up. Alright, what else we got here? This one's funny. It's one of those, if the sun gets on it, it'll do some sort of movement. So Queen Elizabeth from England. If you let the sun hit her or the light hit her in a certain way, she does the wave. So I don't know. I'm a sucker for these kind of things too. I've never seen a Queen Elizabeth before, so I've got a bunch of other stuff like random things that you've seen me get over the years, over the videos. So that's a pretty interesting one, and definitely an impulse buy. But what are you gonna do, right? This one was pretty cool. You know how I am with puppets. Kind of like them when I see them, and this is something that somebody made, I think, but looks pretty cool. It's got a little face that's you could cover up and kind of just do this little action here. I don't know, it's something cool. I can't see why somebody would give this away or donate it or whatever, because it's cool. But I guess if you're trying to clear out space, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, pretty cool. Something cool to add to hang up. You know me. I love my nonsense. And another one for the Star Wars line, Chewbacca. Doesn't come with the crossbow, unfortunately, and gotta adjust that. But he's got a lot more articulation than C-3PO has. I want to say that these legs move, but they don't. It's trickery. If you could see it, like there's a little crack right there. I don't know why it doesn't open, but I've never been into these big figures, but you know, I got a Kylo Ren, I got a Stormtrooper. You know, if I see him out there for a couple of bucks, I'm gonna grab them, maybe display them. That's my way of displaying figures that I don't have to open, and somebody took the pleasure away from me because I can't seem to do that. But pretty cool. Who could say no to Chewie? Let's see here. And should have taken off the bags for these, but you know what? At least I separated things, right? This one here is another random one. Captain America doesn't have his little wings, doesn't have a shield, but I've never owned a lot of Captain America figures, but he's a big one, few bucks. Add him to the collection. And maybe I'll find a shield somewhere, but I highly doubt it. But pretty cool. And got two more things for the action figures, and then we will move on to the good stuff. Well, the better stuff, or the stuff you may be interested in as well. This is a Han Solo. I don't know what year he's from. I might have to get that magnifying glass if I can find it. The eyes are definitely deceiving me here, but 2013, so he's not really that old, but I think I remember these. They were in a pretty decent sized box. Fairly expensive, around like 30 or 40 bucks. I think these were probably 30 around the time. Unless you were lucky enough to probably get them on clearance when they were moving out for new Star Wars figures, because that happens a lot. But Han Solo. No accessories, but still pretty cool. And of course, you know I'm a sucker for these. I have yet to find the colors that I have looked for, but funny story when I got this before the overnights. Yes, it's another big giant duck. I've got 3 of them now. That's a really cool duck you got there as I'm talking to the cashier up at the register. I go, yeah, I'll tell you though, I'm still looking for the color, you know, like blue, green, whatever. Oh, you're the duck guy. So apparently now in this specific thrift store, I'm the guy looking for the blue duck. So at least I'm well known, I suppose. And that's probably because nobody really looks for a blue duck, because everybody's used to seeing the yellow one. But I think this will probably be the last one I get. But every time I see him, I'm just a sucker for him. And really good condition. Some of my other ones have some marks, but this one's pretty good around the beak and everything. So can't complain. Who says no to the duck? Matter of fact, let's sit up there. Alright, let's get down to the movies. So I think I'm starting to close in, as I've been saying, on the Disney movies, but I keep finding ones that I don't have. That's definitely going to be another video I'll definitely show at some point when I decide, like, enough's enough. I've collected what I wanted to collect and pretty much there, but then I find some other cool movies as well that I definitely want in the same type of format. So let's bring those out pretty quick. Not in the best condition, but Babe, Pig and City. Love me some Babe. Like the first one better, but it's still cool. And let's see what else we got here. Pete's Dragon. Such a good movie. And yes, when I'm editing or doing something on the computer, I'll typically throw in a VHS, or sometimes I'll just throw one in just for the heck of it, and definitely a good one to throw in for sure. The Sword and the Stone, not one that I watched a lot as a kid, but love that cover art. Man, I'm a sucker for the cover art, I guess, huh? Alright, we're going to have to put this here because we're trying to organize the table so you can actually see everything, or see most things. Dumbo. I thought I had this, but apparently I didn't. Luckily, I have that CLZ app, which I'm not sponsored by or anything, but every time I find these, there's so many of them, I click it and at least it tells me whether they have it or not. But Dumbo. Fox and the Hound. I was on the fence about this, but I really liked watching it when I was a kid, and clearly I'm going down the nostalgia rabbit hole for Disney. The Rescuers. Sort of sealed, even though I'd probably open it anyway just to watch it, you know. But pretty cool. And The Rescuers Down Under. That's one that people are more familiar with. Pretty cool. Alright. Jungle Book 2. So there's a lot of 2s that I'm not familiar with, and this is certainly not one that I'm familiar with, but the first one was really good. But again, another one to mark off the list for Disney. This isn't technically Disney, but it's in the same type of box format. And it's one that I've seen every now and then, but it's pretty cool to see this. I don't know if it's claymation or CG. I'm going to guess there's a little bit of CG mixed in it because it's DreamWorks, but got some small soldiers. I think I played a PS1 game of this one time. Pretty cool. Winnie the Pooh, A Merry Pooh Year. I'm a sucker for Winnie the Pooh. You know, if I see it and I don't have it, I'm grabbing it. Seasons of Giving for Winnie of the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Not Winnie in the Pooh. Not Winnie of the Pooh. But Winnie the Pooh. This one I could have swore I had, but again, thank God I had that app. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You can't go wrong with that. I can't wait to show off this collection. I am so proud of it that I've been able to amass in, I don't know, about a year or something like that. So, remember, these things are only like $1 a piece. So, if not less. Oliver and Company. Let's see here. These are ones that are definitely close to the heart. I loved this movie when I was growing up. Homeward Bound. As always, let me know in the comment section down below if any of these movies strike a chord of nostalgia with you. And because you see how crazy I've been into the Disney and just that type of boxed VHS style, is it going to tickle your fancy and get you into going down the rabbit hole with me? Because if you can do it, definitely do it. And, you know, for $1 or 50 cents a piece, you really can't go wrong with them. Homeward Bound 2, Lost in San Francisco. Definitely more nostalgic for the first one, but yeah, these movies are just great. They're a great flick to watch. Rugrats in Paris, the movie. Don't see many Rugrats out in the wild. Loved Gumby when I was growing up. Gumby the movie. Muppets Treasure Island. I don't think I've seen this, or if I have, it was a very long time ago and I don't remember it. This is one I didn't know was out there, and I was a huge fan of, you know, shows like, you know, Rugrats, Doug, Real Monsters. I could think of 1,000 of them. Power Rangers. Like, there was a ton of great shows in the 90s, and Doug was definitely one of them. But apparently Doug had a movie. It's his first movie. I think it might have been his only movie, but pretty cool. And I definitely want to watch this. I'd like to know out there as well, if you guys ever heard of a complete series of Doug, because I've never seen that before. The Are You Afraid of the Dark is another one. I tracked that down years ago when down in Cape Cod. I live in Massachusetts. Cape Cod's a very big touristy place. A lot of snowbirds like to go somewhere else in the winter, and then in the summer, they all like to drift down to Cape Cod. But I went to a little used video store that has a bunch of movies and figures and all kinds of stuff, and I found that complete set on Blu-ray. I was super excited about it, but it was clearly something that somebody made. But hey, I got all the Are You Afraid of the Darks, and I watched a good chunk of them, so can't wait to watch this. Probably pop that in sooner than later for sure. I got some more good stuff here. There's always plenty to go through. I always wanted one of these. Apparently it was from Ocean State, and it was a gift that somebody probably got in their stocking, and they just didn't ever use it, so I ended up having it. A big giant clicker, complete in box, sealed. I know that's a big joke, but I've always wanted one. I don't know if I'd actually use it, but I like it just to have as a display. I'll probably put it on the wall because it's just a random thing. So, pretty cool. Any of you ever used one of those before? I don't know. Let's go over some of the CDs. Oh, I grabbed some CDs as well. What do we got here? WWE The Music Volume 3. These things are hard to find out in the wild, but I found them. I think I got one. No, I got 3, and I got 4. The Music Volume 4. This one, I'm a big sucker when it comes to, movie soundtracks. The Crow, City of Angels, one of my favorite ones. The Crow, one of my favorite ones. Batman Forever was a really good one. Movie soundtracks just have those things from artists that you really like songs. And they don't usually release them anywhere else, just specifically for the movie. So, Faculty, got a lot of good songs on there that don't typically show up many other places, or there's just like B-sides or remixes or different interpretations of songs. So, pretty cool for that. I'm not a big CD person, but when I see something like that, I'm gonna grab it. You know how it goes. And let's see what we got here. Gotta separate some stuff because I want to do them all at once because pretty excited about them. So I was almost halfway there, and then I realized I messed up. This one's gonna be for the boy. He's really liking all the movies I bought, and he's got a pretty diesel collection himself. But he's into the Scooby-Doo, so I've never seen this one before. Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico. No idea, but Scooby-Doo, something new for him to watch. And let's see what else we got here. Alright. That's some VHS, of course. Hard Rain. Seen this once on TV, so I'd be curious to see it uncensored in its original theatrical intended form. So it's a movie I saw on TV that thought it was okay, and now I'm trying it on, not edited. So we're going to see if that works. I'll let you know if it does. Mission Impossible 2. Not too big on the first one, but second one was pretty good, and the third one was alright. But he does a pretty good job in it. I don't see many Marilyn Monroe films that really stick out to me. This one did for whatever reason. It's probably the box art, but this is actually the last film that she ever filmed. She's a very famous actor from the 50s and 60s, I believe, and it's called The Misfits. It's got that CBS Fox stamp right there, so I know that I'm a sucker for that because that tells me it's a really old film. It is from it was made in the 80s. It's a black and white film, but it is her last film, so pretty cool. Kingpin. Never seen that. It's a great movie. Definitely see it. Got some Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid in there. Love him in Vegas Vacation. I had a ton out of the movies. This is another one. So Virus, I saw at one point, whether it was in the movies or some other way. Didn't like it. Watched it on TV. Thought it was alright. Does anybody have that problem that I have? I'm just curious because I do that an awful lot. But I think that's technically, I could say that technically a science fiction, so it will not go on the horror shelf. But it's okay. This will be going on the horror shelf though, and I'm pretty excited to find this. The original 1925 production of The Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney. Oh, look at that. That is old, huh? It's from the 80s. Well, it's from obviously the 20s, but it's an 80s VHS. Sweet 80s. Gotta love it. Knocking things down on the Indiana Jones VHS collection. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I think he needs no introduction. The Client. Another great film. They came out with such great films in the 90s that have, Tommy Lee Jones, Susan Sarandon was in a bunch of them, Harrison Ford. The 90s were just filled with some great films. Over the last 20 years, there's been some decent ones, but nothing matches the 90s, 80s, and before. It just doesn't. So, and let me know, obviously, as always, in the comment section down below, if any of these movies interest you, if you have any opinions you'd like to share with me and the rest of the house of fun and video games. Steven Seagal on Deadly Ground, because all those movies are great to watch. You want to watch a good flick? Judge Dredd. In the future, one man is a judge, jury, and executioner. Oh yes. K9. Huge nostalgia for this movie. This is something I used to sit down and watch with my mom all the time. I still have it recorded on a Blink VHS somewhere, but I love these movies, and I love the dynamic between James Belushi and the dog. It's just great. All right. This is a horror one. The Others. When I saw that and it said all new bonus edition, I was like, cool, what's in it? Behind the scenes. It's cool. It's a PG-13 horror movie as well. I saw this at one point on, I think it was Stars or something. It's like, like HBO, Cinemax, stuff like that. So, pretty good movie. DuckTales from the 90s. Don't see this at all, really. This is one of the first times I've ever seen anything DuckTales in the Thrift, so. Jersey Girl. The great and late George Carlin. Got a bunch of different actors in it. Kevin Smith movie. I have a huge nostalgia hit for Kevin Smith as well. Every one of his movies is good. I seen a little bit of this, but it looked really good from what I saw. It didn't get a lot. It didn't get a lot of praise from the critics, but don't always have to listen to them. Make your own decisions. That's what I say. The Doors. Love that box art. Oliver Stone flick. It's got Val Kilmer in it. One hell of a ride. Blasts your ears and scorches your eyes. They got such catchy phrases in here. Training Day. Awesome, awesome, awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, you definitely got to see this. Wonderful movie. And this is a movie I was trying to track down forever, because I'm not really buying too many DVDs. I got to still redo the section you can't see. That is just it's just not where I want it to be, but it's better than where it was and made some changes to the game room. Check out the game room update if you want to see some of those. Dark Blue. That got flun. Kurt Russell, amazing actor. Here's an interesting one to me. I know of one NC-17 movie that actually made it into theaters. And this may have been the second one, because it doesn't say it was unrated or anything like that. Maybe it was straight to DVD, straight to VHS, whatever. But that's Showgirls. And that was released in '95 by the same person who created Basic Instinct, which you all know I really, enjoy that movie. It's a great movie, well acted, blah, 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 blah. I was pretty convinced that was the only one that was NC-17 released in the theaters. And I know there was a movie called Crash with James Spader and Holly Hunter that got an NC-17 release on DVD and VHS. But this one right here is called Bad Lieutenant with Harvey Keitel. And it's got NC-17. It doesn't say unrated. I have never seen this DVD in the wild before. So, gambler, thief, junkie, killer, cop. Interesting. I'm curious on why this is NC-17. Is it because of violence or is it because of the obvious? So, super excited to add that to the collection. And then, for the final stack of movies, I've been waiting to pull the trigger on these for a long time. And I'm glad I did because I literally got these for nothing. This was a great show. I got to watch a little bit when it was on cable. And then it decided to go to a streaming service. I think it might have been Netflix or Hulu. I don't know which one it was. But Damages. Great show that was on FX. I got the complete series now. Anybody ever check this out? I got to watch a good chunk of the first, maybe second season, but I think the third or fourth season was when it went to that streaming service I was talking about. There was 5 seasons altogether. It's got an all-star cast. It's got Glenn Close. It's got Ted Danson. I know it had John Goodman at one point. I think it had Ryan Philippe. And there's the final season. Awesome, awesome show. So I'll be super excited to sit down and binge that when I actually get some time off, which will come sooner than later, I'm sure. The last one on the DVDs, because I thought there was the last one, but this is an interesting one. Dead Ringers. This is a horror flick, and this is something from Scream Factory. I'm not too familiar with this movie, but looks pretty good. Anything horror, we're going to give it a try. And this is a Blu-ray, so thanks, Scream. All right. Now let's get to the other great stuff. I got some movies for my daughter. She's into anime as of recently, over the last year or something like that. So figure I'd get some if I ever saw them in the wild. They're pretty expensive when they're not at the thrift. So if you know anything about these, let me know. I'm not a huge anime fan by any means, but I've watched a few of them. They're pretty cool. I don't know anything about them. I'm not even going to try to pop that name out because I'll butcher it. Full Metal. I don't know how to say that, so. Got a bunch at least of the same, so I'm sure she'll enjoy these. She doesn't have a ton of them, but she watches, there's one she watches called JoJo. Yeah, I think it's JoJo. I think that's the one she watches, so she likes it. They were in really good condition, so I'm sure she'll be super excited to watch these and add it to her collection, not mine. Do you know anything about these? Like I said, I have no idea. Only very few. There's, I think, the end of that series. And then Full Metal, like I said. This one's actually sealed. It's pretty good. You know that's in perfect condition. It comes with a exclusive trading card, too. It's pretty cool. I want to see what year these movies were from. I didn't really look. But, let's see here. As I do this during the video, because this is just what I do. It's okay, though. It's cool. You guys are going to hang in there with me. 2004, so. Okay, so a lot of these are from the 2000s. Again, more of that same series. Another one of those series. I feel bad that I can't say the names, but I'm not going to bother butchering them. I'm going to say Full Metal. Full Metal Delay. And this one also sealed as well, so I know when she wakes up tomorrow, after she gets out of school, she'll definitely be digging into those. All right. Here we come. We got to reorganize a little bit, though. We got to make some room for the good stuff. And you know what that is. Games, games, and more games. So, I don't get much luck with games at the thrift. But right before I went to overnights. I came across a giant stack of, a lot of them were 360 ones, but most of the 360 ones, I don't know if you've seen this in Thrift, if you're looking for them. When they get to the Thrift, and the Wii's too, and a lot of other games, I notice it more with Wii and Xbox 360, the condition of these games is just awful. Don't get me wrong, a game is a game, it's playable, cool, want to add to the collection, but I don't always want to pick up crap condition games, but these ones are actually in really good condition. So you got a PS1, Cool Borders 3. I think I got a few of those. Matter of fact, I can take a quick peek. I think I might have one. Of course, I can't find it because I buried it. I got a good chunk of PS1 games, but I'd love more, because who doesn't want more games? Fight Night Round 3 for the PS2. Here's a couple interesting ones. I didn't think I would go after these type of games, but my boy just recently got a Nerf gun from his mom, and he loves it. Not a huge, big fan of the Nerf guns. I never played with them when I was younger. They could be a little dangerous at some point. I don't think to the point where you're going to seriously hurt somebody, but these Nerf guns, they get some kick in them. I let him, shoot me in the leg with it just to see, just to judge, to make sure that, I explain to them, don't point it at people's faces and stuff like that. And it's got some kick to it. Maybe the Nerf guns yesterday didn't. I don't know. Let me know if you've ever had that. But they certainly don't feel good when they hit you. But Nerf and Strike, I think that would be a pretty good game for me and him to play. Monster Jam Path of Destruction for the Wii. Getting some decent titles in the Wii collection. Be excited because it's not really that big. Got some banners in there, but these little games are pretty cool to play as well. PS2 SOCOM US Navy sales. I think I had this at one point when the PS2 had that dial-up internet connection, and I tried to use it. I tried to have the headset, getting all into it. I was going to play with one of my friends, and the computer could make those beautiful sounds of the internet going on, but my PS2 just wouldn't do it. The phone line wasn't good enough. Gran Turismo 4. I have a funny feeling that because of the way this box was, this was either included with something else or was included with the PS2. Do you have any idea? Because I don't remember, but that's a very interesting box on the back. But it does have a barcode, so who knows? And it doesn't say not for resale. Call of Duty 3. Splinter Cell Pandora's Tomorrow. I'm a huge fan of the Splinter Cell series. I think I got all the ones for GameCube. And here's the ones I wasn't expecting. I think this is a fairly expensive game. Sega GT 2002 on the Xbox, which I don't currently have, along with a Jet Set Radio Future. I think I did play that one way back in the day when I actually had one. I'll get an Xbox again at some point. I have a 360, but I'm more nostalgic for the original Xbox. So, anybody get any luck with the new Xbox, the PS5? I haven't done any updates on it lately, but let me know. Did you get one? I'm still hunting for one, kind of. Or maybe I'll just wait until all the nonsense is over, and I can just go into a store and go, hey, PS5, yeah, thank you, bye. But the hunt is the best part. Assassin's Creed Revelations. Again, these games, these cases, excellent condition. Somebody just dropped off their whole Xbox collection, was like, I don't want this anymore. Dead Island, Riptide. Got some movable parts in there. Great game. This box, this isn't too well, but most of them are in great condition. All these movable things. Oh, it's funny to see anything in a video game case other than the game. You don't see that very often now, but pretty cool. Assassin's Creed, the first one. Love the Assassin's Creed games, if you haven't guessed that yet. Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare. Or Warfighter, sorry. I was thinking of Call of Duty there. GTA 4. definitely just put a bunch of movies in, a bunch of games in the Xbox 360 collection. UFC Undisputed. Battlefield, Bad Company 2. Assassin's Creed 3. I think we've got most of the Xbox 360 Assassin's Creeds. This is the first game I got from my old Xbox. I wish I never got rid of it. I was so happy with this. Splinter Cell. When I played Metal Gear Solid in 1998 on the PS1, I really liked it. And then, you know, after a while, like the graphics and everything and get kind of dated. But the story, the sound, everything was great about it. It's just, I wanted a Metal Gear game that looked very much like this. We ended up getting it eventually, and we got a remake on the GameCube, but this definitely tickled my fancy until that came out. And a cool one for me and the boy to play at some point. Batman, the game, and then Pure. It's one of those 2-packs. I don't think they really do that very often anymore. This is an interesting accessory for the Xbox. It is a transfer cable. So you can transfer your data, complete in box. I'm telling you, the only thing I didn't find was the Xbox. To top off the Xbox, got a controller that needs some serious cleaning, but it's cool. I'll be able to clean that up and actually use it now. And it's a wireless one, and I think it'll work because I was trying to find a controller and the AC adapter for one, so I think I got it. Hopefully that will work. Whenever I see these out here, I went looking for, this controller for so long until I started hitting the Thrift. I couldn't find one, but I find them every once in a while, and hopefully it'll work pretty well. PS2 controller, can't pass them up. They ain't going to be out there too much longer. And they're not out there very frequently. One of these games was a little overpriced, but I don't see them out there very often. And it's an update. An upgrade rather to the one I currently have. E.T. for the Atari 2600. Look at that label. That's just a pristine game. I'll even take it out if I could show you how pristine this is. I almost thought it was a reproduction, but this is just pristine. My copy is all, the label's all messed up and everything, so I'd like to get the box for that. Just a very historic, a lot of history with that game, for sure. And Kangaroo for the Atari 2600. Look at those labels. Somebody took really good care of this. This is the type of stuff I love to see. And yeah, I'd say that pretty much narrows it down, and we got everything out of the way. So sorry I haven't been around much as I kick everything out of the way. But at the end of the day, work before play, right? So let me know down in the comment section down below, as always. What was your favorite thing that I got? Was it the gifts from my coworker? Was it the giant clicker? Was it the Merino? The Star Wars figures? Was it the cool things that I got from my kid? Or kids, I should say, because I got the Scooby-Doo as well with the anime. Was it the video games? 'Cause we got a whole bunch of them this time. Typically, we don't get much of those. Or was it the Disney movies? Let me know down in the comment section down below what was your favorite, of course. And I actually had a couple people reach out to me, which is pretty awesome. There's a couple different ways you can do that. You could comment down below, as always. And I also have a Facebook as well. I always include that underneath the video. And I had the Snapchat, but I haven't really been active on that, so not really anything's going on with it. So I think I might have it there. I don't know. But Jason's House of Fun and Video Games is on Facebook. A few people reached out to me on some of the content they'd really like to see, getting into some deep, positive conversations about the content I brought. But one of the things that a lot of people have asked is we'd like to see more reviews. They really like my House of the Dead 2 and 3 review for the Wii. I got a lot of views on that too from me, you know, not a lot in, you know, the bigger scheme of things, but my answer to them is the same thing I'll tell you. Those videos take a lot of time. I'm not the quickest with the editing, but I definitely want to do that. There's definitely, I don't even have to point it in that direction. There's definitely a lot of reviews that I want to do for movies. There's a lot of reviews I want to do for games. I got more games and movies than I could even imagine that hopefully one day I'll get into some deep dive reviews on, putting together some great edited content. I have looked up a couple of different ways with the Adobe that I have, so I can do some great edits. And it's not the most easiest thing to pick up, but I'm getting the hang of it. I kind of mess around with it a little bit, and you've seen some of my introduction videos, and hopefully when I get some more time, which it always seems to be never, and I always keep saying the same thing over and over again. But as I get quicker with that, I will be definitely bringing out more of that stuff. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. 76, we went up another subscriber. So I get to 77, I go to 75, 76. It's just like a revolving door at this point. But I'm happy if there's even 2 people that watch my videos and enjoy them and get some great feeling, or bitten by the nostalgia bug, or jump into the rabbit hole with me on whatever nonsense I'm getting. 76 awesome, amazing people have joined the House of Fun and Video Games. If you haven't already and you like what you see, subscribe. I try to get a video out a week unless some sort of crazy nonsense happens, which in this year there's certainly been enough of it. When you do subscribe, and if you have subscribed, make sure you take that extra step and hit notifications. All notifications, ring that bell, because anytime I bring this, when I do get to some great reviews or any other content on the channel, you'll be notified of it right away. And anyway, this is Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. The work week is upon us. As a matter of fact, mine begins pretty soon, so I gotta wrap up this video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. After I put away all the stuff.